Welcome into the Casual Gaming Conversation. I'm Connor. That's Nick. This is your weekly gaming podcast from Co-op 64. Today, we are once again reacting to your hot takes. But before we get into that, Nick, how are we feeling?
Doing well. Wearing the 21 Pilots hoodie today because I am obsessed with this album. I've listened to this album, I think, since it released 2 days ago. 10 times? Maybe 11. It's 47 minutes. And those 47 minutes fly by. Like, I'm listening to this album where I get to the halfway point and I'm like, that was like 10 minutes, it felt like. And then all of a sudden the rest of the album rips and I'm like, cool. And then I look up and I'm like, it's been an hour, or it's been less than an hour, and it feels like it's been like literally like 25 minutes. So I am just cruising through that, enjoying the hell out of that, enjoying the idea of playing Hades and watching football all day. You came in, I asked you about Ricky Pearsall versus Keenan Allen. We're so back because there's questions like Keenan Allen versus Ricky Pearsall on the flex. Are you kidding me? It's a good day, dude, and I'm excited to enjoy it and just relax a little bit. How you doing?
Yeah, Nick hits me with, I have a serious thing to ask you.
Okay.
And I was like, oh no, what's going on? And he's like, who do I start in my flex? I'm like, I knew it was going to be a fantasy question. It
Connor,
had to be.
Have I ever asked you, or literally anyone, I have a serious question, like, and then have it be a serious question?
I don't know.
No, it is always, if I say that, if not, like, there's a total shift of if I actually had a serious question, not, hey, Connor, I got a serious question. What? Who do I start? Like, it was so stupid, but it's also just like that time of the year. Today, my plan is make some cookies. We talked about this, cookies, little gallon of milk. Go over, hang out with the fellas, play some Hades. It's gonna be such a good day. Also, it's not there yet, but the transition to fall is happening. I've been waking up early, and it's nice to wake up early and have it not be 70 degrees like it was a month ago.
Somebody up the street has their Halloween decorations all over the yard. They have a giant, like 8-foot tall skeleton in their front yard.
That's rad.
Love that. Yeah.
Is that too early? We're talking, it's September 14th, it's mid-September at this point. I would say no.
Yeah, I agree.
I think if you're getting your bang for your buck, like, if you put that up October 1st, we got only 1 month of this. Like, if you got an 8-foot tall skeleton, if you're the Halloween house, okay, rock it a little bit early, get the people going, get excited about the fall being here. Because when I see that, I'm like, fall's here, yes. When I see like Christmas lights on November 1st, I'm like, that's a little bit early. That's
You're
a
not
little early.
skipping a holiday.
Yeah.
This is the next one up with Halloween, but for like Thanksgiving, people will right after Halloween start listening to Christmas music. I'm like, we're skipping Thanksgiving. It's like we got to get through that, and then you start putting up the Christmas tree.
Can we talk about Thanksgiving real quick? It's not great.
No,
it's not great.
The food isn't great. It's all about football. That's it.
And like, even now, as I've gotten a little bit older, like, the slate is sometimes all right, but often the slate even is just like all right. It's not like we're getting like banging football. Cowboys and Lions, which now Lions are pretty good. We went through 20 years of the Lions at the 1 o'clock game. Yeah. Like, who they got? 1 year is the Patriots. Oh, cool, nice. I like, but now they're actually decent. I'm not a Thanksgiving guy. I think that's like a bottom tier holiday. That's just me though. I don't want to go and yuck anyone's yum when it comes to Thanksgiving food, but also Thanksgiving food, it sucks.
It's mid. It's not bad by any means, but it's like
sucks.
No,
okay,
that's
Connor,
too far from me.
Everyone, you want to know how I know it sucks? Everyone has their favorite dish. Everyone has their favorite side, and it's like, why? It's because that's the tolerable thing on the table. When you have 20 options and only like 5 of them sound good to you, you want to know what that means? The other 15 suck. That means that Thanksgiving food sucks. Oh, let me go and have some dry ass turkey and pour a boatload of gravy over it to go and make it just salvageable. It's like, no, we're not doing this anymore. We're not pretending that Thanksgiving is like amazing. Once again, I'll go in for a plate. I'll go in for maybe even 2. But like, I'm all set on this theology that Thanksgiving is more than, I'll take, like, it's a 3 out of 10 holiday.
Mashed potatoes.
Great.
Gas
money.
Stuffing.
It's all right.
Gas.
I can take it or leave it.
Cranberry sauce out of a can.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Gross.
Sweet potato casserole.
Nasty.
Amazing. Yeah, I think turkey's overrated for sure, but like everything else I think is pretty rock solid.
Can we talk about how good rolls are at Thanksgiving.
Okay, yeah, buns. Hell yeah, dude.
Buns, man. Come on this podcast, why not?
Got some butter on that?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'll go and I'll. This is a pro maneuver, so lock in. It's about we normally eat, I would say, at like 1:32. And so it's about the halftime of the Lions game. You go. You just destroy this food in like 30 minutes because you just need to get it over with. It sucks. But you finish off this food. You go around. We're one of those families that I would say majority of years now we talk about what we're thankful for. We try to go and reflect on the previous year and make sure that we go and recognize the good things that we have in our life. And then after we go and get all that sentimental shit out of the way, we go and go immediately back to the couch. You get your next cold beverage, you sit down, and you lock back in for the fourth quarter of the Lions game. And my pro maneuver is most people, that's where they do the toss on the sweatpants or maybe they get in something a little bit comfy. They might take the post-game nap. Here's where I'm at. I stay awake, I power through, and right before my brain really needs that nap, right before I need to go and like my body's going into forced shutdown mode, I eat one last roll. I go, snag a roll if there's any left over. And that will just put me over the edge and go, oh, we're going down. And I will sleep so soundly with that extra carb in my body. It's so, so good. Connor, hop into the housekeeping.
This show is made possible by all our lovely supporters over on Patreon. You can get this show and the Casual Gaming News Conversation 3 days early, as well as getting a bonus episode of the Casual Gaming Conversation every single week. We just did an episode on the PlayStation Vita. If you're interested in getting a PlayStation Vita in 2025, that's your guide. So go enjoy that episode.
It means life. Rumor has it. It means life.
We also have spoiler casts for Donkey Kong Bonanza and Death Stranding 2. We have older episodes, Trophy Time, talking about collecting trophies and our love for that. We predicted the rest of the generation for Xbox and PlayStation. So a lot in the backlog for the bonus episode of the Casual Gaming Conversation.
Over 40 hours of content at this point. If you were to sign up right now, you would have over 40 hours of extra podcasts to go through. This is one of those I like to toss out there, especially when people have long car trips. We're entering the holiday season. You're probably traveling a lot. We know a lot of people that love the podcast on these long drives, on these long trips. Patreon's a great place to go and get that extra content for those longer drives. That's what I like. When I sign up for Patreons, like that are outside my regular ones, is normally when I need that extra content and for something like a long car ride. So just a heads up there. I think that there's a ton of value at that $5 tier.
If you want even more content at the $10 tier, we have Recollecting Retro, our retro collecting show. We're going to film the N64 collection breakdown today. We also have episodes going to stores, taking you along with us and going over what we picked up at those stores. We also have the Co-op 64 podcast where we all bring a topic and just kind of yap it up for about an hour. And then you get 2 bonus additional TikToks every other week at the $10 tier. At the highest tier, you get your name read at the end of each and every podcast, and you get the opportunity to write in to be the 4th topic on the Co-op 64 podcast. Over on the Twitch side of things, Brady is continuing on playing Lies of P with Nick and I co-piloting on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Nick is playing The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
So good, dude. What a video game. Dude, I am so back. I'm done playing just sludge and grossness. I'm not going to mention any games.
Sunshine.
But we're so back. And I don't even just mean from we're playing Sunshine on stream or like what I'm streaming. I also just mean like ever since I started Hollow Knight, like Hollow Knight 1, I feel like I have literally gotten like jumper cable strapped up to me and jump started my gaming fandom again. Like I'm so excited right now for video games. So it's been great. Ocarina has been great. You do not want to miss those streams. They are very funny watching me struggle through these temples.
We're shooting this podcast back to back with the one that posted last week. So I still have not completed Silent Hill yet as of the time of shooting this, but by the time you're watching this, I will likely be done with it. Still TBD on exactly what I'm going to play. We're leaning towards Silent Hill 2, but when you're watching this, you should probably know what we're doing.
Discord. We will have that announcement in the Discord, so you're good to go there.
Speaking of Discord, we have a community of over 2,700 members over in Discord. You can make friends, talk about games, movies, the WWE, whatever you want to talk about over in Discord.
I like that I have now gone Connor to even put it in his rigmarole that he does, that we talk about WWE every now and then, because when it's hitting, it's hitting. And here's the thing, we are in what I like to call the like more dead period of the WWE. We're not on the road to WrestleMania. It's not an Elimination Chamber. It's not the Royal Rumble. But still, there's so many good storylines. AJ Lee is back in the WWE, Connor.
I don't know what that means.
They're a wrestler that was away for like 10 years, and they came back, and now we're going to get a tag match most likely between AJ Lee and CM Punk versus my favorite wrestler of all time, Seth freaking Rollins, and his wife, the man, Becky Lynch. So it's couples versus couples. There's a lot going on here, Connor. It's such good storytelling. I thought that this was going to be potentially a WrestleMania match, and that they were going to try to drag this one out that long. I think that that's not what they're doing at this point. I think that WrestleMania, Seth is going to just continue to retain this belt until Mania, and we're going to get Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns 1v1 WrestleMania for a title match. Last year we got CM Punk versus Rollins versus Reigns for no title, and it basically was just a way to build a feud and have them beat the crap out of each other. But now there's going to be a title on the match, and we're finally going to get two of the men that are the faces of this company, the Tribal Chief versus Seth Rollins, in a title match, WrestleMania. I just got chills. Connor, I'm so sorry for that WWE diatribe. That's why we have time codes.
Discord is also where you can write in for reacting to your hot takes, or grading your top 5 games, or any other forms that we post over there. And then for merch, we have t-shirts, hoodies, and mugs where you can support the channel that way if you'd like. And then Apple Podcast Services, leave us nice reviews over there. It gets to show out to more people, and we'd really appreciate that. Alrighty. Getting into the episode proper now. We're going to kick it off with hot takes. I'll take the lead here. My gaming hot take is that Nintendo Switch Online is underappreciated and underrated, especially when it comes to the subscription service, when it comes to the back catalog of retro games that they have over there. You got the NES, the SNES, Game Boy Advanced, N64, GameCube, and I assume we're Virtual Boy now. And we're probably going to be getting more in the future. This is a catalog of some of the greatest video games of all time, and at an entry fee of $20 a year for the first few consoles, that is insane bang for your buck. And then if you go up to that $50 a year price point and getting access to everything, I can argue that this catalog is better than Game Pass and better than PlayStation Plus. Like, the quality of games that you have over there is absolutely insane. And that's not even bringing in the fact that you also get access to a bunch of DLC for free, in quotes, because you're paying for this subscription service, like the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pack, which is a ton of content. It's $25. Yep. You also have the Animal Crossing DLC as well. And now you have Nintendo Switch 2 upgrades included in that subscription service on top of all of that. Yep. I think that NSO, when it comes to the quality of the online service, like when it comes to matchmaking and everything, terrible. But when it comes to everything else, they are absolutely crushing it over there, and I think it goes underappreciated.
Connor, let's play a quick game. Is this one of the greatest games of all time? I'll say a game, you say yes or no. Super Mario 64.
Yes.
Super Mario Bros. 3 in World.
Yes.
Ocarina of Time.
Yes.
GoldenEye 007.
No,
I probably shouldn't have brought that one up. Super Mario Party 2 and 3.
Yes.
Super Metroid.
Yes.
Exactly. That's what we're talking about here. We're talking about a catalog that has some of the greatest games of all time.
Donkey Kong Country 2, baby.
I forgot about Donkey Kong Country 2. What a great way to play that game. That's how I started to play that game. Like, there's so many amazing games. And if you're going to come at us and be like, hey, well, I've already played all these games. Is that not the conversation we have all the time with Game Pass and PlayStation Plus? Yeah, that is what you're doing.
No, you fucking haven't.
Unless you are the diehard Nintendo fan.
And you've been playing since the 80s. Like, there's so many younger people getting into gaming that haven't played all these
Yeah.
classic games that you can pick up NSO for $20 and go and play the best of the best from the NES and the SNES.
And there is like history pieces that are in those console libraries that are like the must plays. And so you are going and getting way more, I would say, like video game history and knowledge compared to playing something like, oh no, Resident Evil 2 Remake. Once again, Resident Evil 2 Remake, great game, but like you're getting that history, you're getting that lineage from Nintendo. You're understanding why people are insane about their Nintendo consoles because they made some of the greatest games of all time, and which we just proved by our great game of Yes or No. All right, you ready for my hot take, Connor?
What do you got?
I got a Nintendo take myself. My video game hot take is the Switch 2 does not need 3D Zelda or 3D Mario yet. We're in a spot right now where we're coming off of this direct pretty hot, and a lot of people are like really disappointed, like 0 out of 10ing this direct. We're being like, no 3D Mario, it's Mario's 40th anniversary, we didn't get any 3D Mario news. Where's Zelda? Like, you're gonna go release a console without Zelda? Relax, chill out. First and foremost, I'm going to start with why it doesn't matter right now. And why it doesn't matter right now is we are being fed in the year 2025 with amazing Nintendo titles. Donkey Kong Bonanza, Mario Kart World, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, Pokemon Legends Z through A, or Pokemon Legends Z, as I still like to call it, are seemingly all going to be banging titles for this system. And you're getting great indie titles where you can play Hollow Knight Day 1, Hades 2 is console exclusive. Like, we're getting fed some of the best titles this year on this console. And most of them are console exclusive. And then I look to 2026. And a lot of people are like, 2026 is weak. What's happened in 2026 for the Switch? And if you look at what they delivered between Mario Tennis Fever, a new Yoshi game, Tamagotchi Life, Rhythm Heaven, and a new Fire Emblem game, and most likely it feels like those things are all going to happen in the first 6 or 7 months of next year, the first 365 days of this console, I basically just named 12 first-party games, it feels like. And that's all in the first year. We're getting one per a month, it feels like. I don't need 3D Zelda. I don't need 3D Mario. Quality is quality, and we're getting that quality. Do I expect an announcement by the end of next year for one of those two titles? Yeah, I do. If it's 2027 and we don't have a 3D Mario or Zelda announced, I'll be like, what's happening there? But like, I really, really do think that we are in a great spot with Nintendo. I think that they're having one of the best console years ever, and they only had 6 months to do it. And so we don't need 3D Mario or 3D Zelda yet on this console.
Yeah, and if you compare the cadence of releases that we have on Nintendo Switch 2 to the way that PlayStation and Xbox are going right now, it's like, god damn, like how did they even pull this off?
Yeah.
So even without Mario and Zelda, it's like still incredibly impressive. And I think it's cool to give the shine to underappreciated IP like Donkey Kong and let that be your tentpole 3D platformer for this year, for the first few years of the console. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and Donkey Kong is so good. Before we get into hot takes, I just remember something while I was talking about Nintendo. Last night I had a dream. Straight up, if I'm lying, I'm dying. I woke up and I get out of bed and I feel like I'm like setting up for the direct. And for some reason, it's because we were talking about Smash characters yesterday and everything. For some reason, I was like by myself reacting to a direct, and it was just Smash Bros. Ultimate. Like, and it wasn't as like crazy as like the joke ones of like Steve Harvey and like other, but it was just like every character from every which way coming into this game. I was like, dude, Nathan Drake, why you in Smash Bros, dude? Like, oh, it was such a good dream. I want a new Smash on this console so badly. Sakurai, please, just get Kirby out there. Just put it out there early. I don't care. Start working on that next one, buddy. I believe in you. Let's make it happen.
I'm worried about Kirby. That from the hands-on.
Yeah.
I was really excited for that game, and now it's kind of
Kirby is
the
going
wind
to
out of
be
the air.
a very, very, very 7 out of 10 game.
Yeah.
And that's okay. It is. When you have things like Pokemon and Metroid holding up the end of this year, because my expectation for Pokemon is to be a great game. Like, I'm expecting that 8 out of 10 area that most people were around for Arceus. I'm pretty sure Arceus has like an 85 on OpenCritic. Like, it is a rock solid game when it comes to the review process. And so, yeah, I expect Zod to be great, and I expect Metroid Prime 4 to be excellent. So I don't need Kirby to hit that high that a lot of people are like. I'm not pointing fingers. I'm not saying who, but someone was like, "I'm more excited about this than I was about Mario Kart World," or I'm more. I think it's going to be better than Mario Kart World. I'm like, oh,
Still might be. I don't know.
I'm not pointing fingers at people who said things like that.
All right. Getting into the gaming hot takes that you guys wrote in for us to react to. Thank you for everybody who submitted over in the Google form on Discord. We took a handful of them. We got over 100 write-ins, so we narrowed it down to a good handful. We're going to read them off here, give you our takes on your takes.
Real quick, before we get into this, a couple things, as always with these types of episodes. First and foremost, thank you for writing in. These episodes aren't possible without you writing in. But most likely, it's a hot take. We're probably going to disagree, and we might impassionately disagree. All this is in good fun. We're just talking about video games. We all love video games. Just a heads up if we disagree and you're like, man, they were really mean to my take. It's like, we're not trying to be mean towards anyone. This is just an opinion discussion. We're here to have fun. And we go and release hot takes literally every week on TikTok, and we get our shit roasted. Like, it's so bad. And so you enjoy the process, you know, like you're putting on the Connor and Two Shoes cap right now, and you might get roasted a little bit, but it's all in good fun, and we do genuinely really appreciate you writing in.
All right, this first take is from Elliot. My hot take is that Final Fantasy 16 doesn't feel like a Final Fantasy game, not because it's not turn-based, but because there's no party. Final Fantasy games need a good party with good dynamics to play off of. Clive is solo for too much of the game, aside from a few sections with Jill and Torgal. I can deal with the darker tone, the combat system I don't particularly care for, and the Game of Thrones light story, but to be good Final Fantasy, you need a good party.
I disagree, but also, like, not like all in. Like, I get the take. I understand it. Whenever we talk about Final Fantasy, if you want to pinpoint one thing to being Final Fantasy, I feel like you could go and make a pretty good argument and be like, the music's Final Fantasy. I'm like, yeah, I get that. Like, that's
Moogles.
Yeah.
Chocobos.
Somebody named Sid. But yeah, like, I think that there is a necessity to have a good party in most Final Fantasy games and in most RPG games. I look at Expedition 33 and I knocked that game points earlier this year because I just didn't care for the party at all. Like, I was like, if you're going to give me a party, make me care about them, you know, outside of a couple of the main characters. With that being said, in the case of Final Fantasy 16, I'm okay with it because Clive Rossfield, performed by Ben Starr, is the best performance in all video games. That is my number one. That is my 101. And honestly, I don't know if it's close to another performance. I love Ashley Johnston's Ellie. Troy Baker in anything is elite. Christopher Judge's Kratos is probably my number 2. But when I look at what Clive does in that game, the way that the strife that he goes through, it is so amazing to see him shoulder that game and the performance that he puts on. It all falls down to Clive, and that makes the choices and the story a lot like better. Like, it is all about this one character, and this 50-hour journey that you go through is intense because it's all about him. So I'm okay with not having a party. I think that it's all right. I don't knock this 1 point because, yeah, I still love Jill and Torgal. That dog is so freaking cute. I know it's like a wolf, but it's still a doggo. It's still a fluffy little guy. I love the side characters, but I don't need a party because I'm all right with my guy, Clive Rossfield.
Yeah, I would have preferred there to be a party that you could control and switch to like you can in Final Fantasy VII Remake. But I think that the crew around Clive is excellent and gives you that party dynamic. You have Gav, Jill, Sid. You have the crew of villains that I think are excellent across the board, that allows Clive to play off of them in a way that they would if they were controllable party members. It's not the preferred solution. I would prefer to be able to switch to these characters specifically, but I think you get that dynamic still in this game.
Yeah, for sure. I like the take, though. Thank you so much for writing in. But also, you're wrong. Okay? This is what the hot takes episodes are all about. Judging. No. Thanks for the take.
Next take is from Epic Joey. Nuketown is an extremely overrated map. I get the aesthetic is cool, but the map caters to camping way too much, and it's too small. Once you enter the middle of the map, there's nowhere 3 different well-known camping spots can't snipe you from. I get some people like the hectic small maps, but it's also just slightly too big to excel at that too.
I don't want to throw up the red card. You're not getting the ejection yet, but you're getting a yellow. Who's this?
Epic Joey.
Epic Joey, you get a yellow card. You're suspended for 3 games. Okay, you are not allowed to write in for the next 3 episodes. Okay, get the hell out of here. Nuketown is the most maybe important map in all of video game multiplayer history. Next take. Like, that's what we're doing right now. Like, if you want to disrespect the GOAT, you can get the hell out of here. And I understand what you're saying. It's a little bit too hectic, but it's not hectic enough. But also,
that's perfect, though.
That's what I want. I want there to be, like, there's so many opportunities in that map to play however you want. You can snipe. You can play Shoddy Bugatti and camp in a corner. You can run around with ARs or SMGs.
Whereas something like Shipment is just pure fucking chaos, and you're not sniping on Shipment.
And you are getting spawn killed on Shipment. Like, that is going to happen.
Which is funny.
But like,
it's ridiculous.
But in Nuketown, at least the spawns flip in a way that like you still have a second to be behind some cover and then pop out and go from there.
It's controlled chaos.
Yes.
And that's what I think makes it so special.
You don't come after the king on this podcast, though. You're coming after the king right now. Who is it?
Epic Joey.
3 games. You're out of here. Once again, not a full ejection. You can come back in 3 games. But if I ever pull out the red card during this episode, I will, Connor. I will.
Elden Ring Night Rain is a top 3 From Software Soulsborne game, surpassed only by Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne. That's right, I said it. Night Rain is better than base Elden Ring. Elden Ring is great. I just enjoy the way that Night Rain changed up the whole formula for what it is, whereas Elden Ring really is just open world Dark Souls with slightly worse lore and way less sauce, but still good. Base Elden Ring lore is still superior to Night Rain's lore, but both are nowhere near Dark Souls and Bloodborne, and that is from Grey Direwolf.
Red card. Get out of here. Get out of here. I disagree with every part of this take. Every part of this
because
take.
They said they like Bloodborne more than Elden Ring, and you do not agree with that at all.
Yeah, we can start there. It not being just disgustingly incorrect. The only like, what are we talking about here? What do you want from these experiences? Like, my question to Grey Direwolf, and get in the comments, Grey Direwolf. What do you want from these experiences? Is it you just want to change the formula? Great. I'm all about, like, I would be less upset if they were like, I prefer Elden Ring Night Rain compared to any Souls game because I love the way it changes the formula. I get to play with my friends. There's actual systems for me to play with my friends and do it in a fun way. Like, I like these mechanics a whole bunch. It's infinitely replayable. If that's the argument, I'm kind of like, okay with it. Like, great. But you're having an argument where you're like, but Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3 are still better games. I just don't see how you can like stack this up where I don't know where you're at with Sekiro, but like it's like, okay, the combat in Sekiro is just like so definitively better than Night Rain. It's kind of ridiculous.
Well, they say it's the lore and the sauce for Bloodborne and Dark Souls that gives them the edge from Elden Ring.
But also, why are we, Dark Souls 3 can't comment on. I'm okay with you saying Dark Souls 3 is better than Night Rain and it's better than Elden Ring. I don't know. So I'm removing my opinion on that from this take. But when you say that Bloodborne is better than Night Rain, but it's worse than these other titles, I think that it is indescribable how ridiculous of a take that is. I hate it so much. It boils my blood to go and think the fact that there is somebody that's like, yeah, Garbo boss fights. It's not as fun to play. Like, Night Rain's more fun to play than Bloodborne. I think like by a country mile. And so I would prefer the take to be like, yeah, Night Rain's better than Bloodborne. I would prefer the take to be, Night Rain's better than all of them. But what I can't get over is the Night Rain, Bloodborne, because of lore and because of atmosphere, is better than Night Rain. But when you have a game with actually good mechanics and good boss fights and a full open world to explore and discover, and it is a much more fleshed out map than Night Rain in Elden Ring's case. Like, we're talking about a map that is so diverse and so brilliant in Elden Ring. It might, like, we talk about level design often, and I feel like temples in small and compact areas, the level design in Elden Ring is ridiculous. It is masterful and it is so big. So I hate this take. Yeah, I unless Connor wants to go and lessen your punishment from this red card, Gray Direwolf, you might not ever get read off on another co-op podcast. But I know he's going to be like, I like this take. Bloodborne's pretty good.
All I'm saying is that I haven't beat Elden Ring, but I have beat Bloodborne and Night Rain. So I don't necessarily agree with this, but the facts are the facts. And I love Elden Ring, Night Rain. If you want to say it's better than Elden Ring, I don't really hate the take that much.
I'll bump it down to you, yellow card. You can stick around. 3 games for you, Grey Direwolf. 3 games.
From Detainer, Xbox achievements are better than PlayStation trophies. Fight me, Connor.
I feel like that's up to you.
Nobody has told me their Xbox gamer score and had me be impressed by it.
Yep.
It means nothing to me.
Yep.
A million gamer score, whatever. I don't know what that even fucking means. It's all relative. But you tell me that you have 50 platinum trophies, I can understand that. I can wrap my head around that, and that's impressive.
Yeah, I completely agree. But like that is what it comes down to. It is scarcity. Like instead of having 5 billion points, having 5 that actually matter is way more impressive. And so
it also ranks them. I think there is specific points for different achievements. So like there's more rare ones in like the list or whatever, but getting bronze, silver, gold, platinum, like, and having those be like a ranking or whatever, like allows for like a more tangible, oh, this one's harder to get or whatever. This is going to take more time. And I appreciate that.
Yeah. I think that I think the only thing you can take is the achievement sounds really good.
The trophy sounds great too, and it changes per console. It makes it unique.
I'm just saying, the achievement sounds really good. Yeah. But other than that, no. I think that a part of this you got to who is it? Detainer. Are you somebody that like trophy hunts and goes for a gamer score, or is it I just go for gamer score and that's why? Because I also I love somebody just being like, I'm just tossing an opinion out there and not having a lot of facts to back it up. Yeah. But if you're somebody that's like, I got 10 platinums and I've basically 100% in 20 games over on Xbox and I prefer this, I'm like, really? I just can't see that. So, but yeah, Detainer, I don't hate the take, but I find it funny because I'm like, I just disagree with it.
Yeah, I'm curious
so much.
What argument you would make.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
I don't think nostalgia should be looked at so negatively. It's okay to love games for how they impacted your life and made you feel at a certain point in your life. Yet it's always spoken negatively when it comes to someone defending an older or retro game in the gaming community, and that's from Cobra Cruz.
Okay, Cobra. I like this take. I want to start with, I think this is a good take. The reason I am going to give some pushback on it, though, is what we do when we talk about nostalgia, or when somebody's having a real, genuine, good-hearted video game discussion and they are trying to be critical about gaming. And if you are somebody that's like, hey, Mario Sunshine, or let's go with Mario 64, for example. If someone's like, you like Mario 64 just because of the nostalgia, I would be like, get the hell out of here. That game still stands. It is still super fun to play. The way the game is played, there's a reason we talk about it all the time. It's speedrun. Get out of here. But if you're like, this ass game is really good, but I like it because of nostalgia, or you just have nostalgia goggles for it, it's like, no one's going to take away the experience that you had for this game. But it is the discussion of what we do especially is we talk about games critically. And when you're critiquing things, you can't go and be like, man, oh man, this game's pretty rough on the edges, but I really enjoyed it when I was 12. So I'm going to go and talk about it in a like elite way of like, this is one of the best games ever. So I think that there is credit to this take of like, yeah, like if you are talking about like nostalgia is a good thing. Nostalgia is a big reason why a lot of us play games today is because we look fondly upon them back in the day. But I think when you're talking about critically nowadays, if you are trying to critique games and you're trying to have discussions where you are criticizing in a lot of ways these titles, if you're talking about a bad game, don't defend it because you're like, I played it when I was 10 and I remember liking it a whole bunch. It's like, okay, like I remember eating crayons when I was 10, but like that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
Like so just go and have the mature opinion to be like, maybe it was nostalgia, but other than that, if you're like, I'm nostalgic about this and this is a good thing, yeah, good on you. That's totally fine by me.
Yeah, I think that when it comes to your own perception of a certain game, you can say, I'm nostalgic for this, and that's why I love it. And I think nobody can take that away from you. I love being nostalgic about old games that I played when I was a kid, and I understand that affects my perception of that particular game. My issue with the way that people talk about nostalgia is when they talk about other people's perception of something, as in they say that you can only like this thing if you are nostalgic for it. And it's like, I think making that assumption for somebody else is completely unfair and hurts the discussion oftentimes for these older games, because we both have experience playing older games in the modern day for the first time and thinking they hold up great.
Yep.
And we get that thrown in our face all the time for, oh, you could only possibly like Donkey Kong Country 2 because you're nostalgic for it. And it's like,
nope.
No, I played that in 2023 for the first time. Yeah. You're playing Ocarina right now.
Yeah, game's rad.
Game's great.
Game's excellent.
Yeah.
So... yeah.
And people will, when I made my top 50 list and I put that at number 20, people in the comments were like, this game does not hold up great. It's nostalgia. And it's like, I completely disagree with that.
Like, I'd rather be playing Ocarina than a lot of the titles that I played earlier this year, like, so.
But I think nostalgia is a beautiful thing. Like, I think it's great to reminisce and have these wonderful memories with certain games, and it can certainly affect your perception of something. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But just understanding that it's not a critical way to look at something, being nostalgic about it, I think is important to the way that we discuss games.
Yeah, for sure. Who wrote that in?
Crobin Cruz.
What are the good takes today? I like a cruise.
From Killer Cheese, the PlayStation 5 generation is as good as the PlayStation 4 generation. I believe this because there have been tons of great new releases like God of War Ragnarok, Spider-Man 2, Miles Morales, Returnal, Astrobot, Horizon, Forbidden West, Death Stranding 2, etc., with more on the way like Ghost of Yotei, Wolverine, and Intergalactic. In addition to that, on a technical level, the PS5 is very impressive. Fast SSD, 3D audio, and the DualSense, which makes a big difference in immersion. To me, the PS5 gen feels like the PS4 gen, but enhanced with sequels and better tech. It is unfairly criticized all the time.
Who is this?
Killer Cheese.
Killer Cheese. If I could give you a standing ovation, I would. I don't agree, but also I think that I'm closer to where you're at than a lot of people are with the PS5 generation.
I would say I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like where I think that everyone has this false narrative with the PS5 generation that we had 7 years of getting 3 bangers a year, and it was just bah, 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 bah. Like gaming was just nonstop terrific.
The PS4 generation?
PS4, sorry. Yeah. PS4 generation, where 7 years of just going, and it never stopped. Like, that did not happen. We had a couple of rough years at the start of this thing with a couple of highlights when it came to the first party partners in the case of Bloodborne. And so we got Bloodborne and we got Uncharted. And then when
Infamous Second Son.
But like, those aren't the games of the generation for outside of those couple notable like one-offs. Like, there's so many first-party games that came out early in the generation that
Killzone Shadowfall.
Forgettable pieces of history at this point. Whereas the end of the generation was, okay, we got like 2 to 3 bangers in a year when we're talking God of War, Last of Us, Last of Us Part 2, Ghost, Spider-Man, Horizon, just like the really things, Death Stranding. Like, we were getting things firing on all cylinders, but guess what? It was really a couple a year, 2, maybe 3 a year first party bangers.
And that's how it's been for the PS5.
That's how it's been for the PS5. The issue is some of the quality is not to the quality that we've seen on the PS4 PS4 generation.
And some of these games came out on PS4. I think that's another major factor for a lot of people. Not for me personally.
Yeah, not for me. That's why I wouldn't even bring it up. It's not worth. I don't care. But the other aspect of it that I'll toss out there is the case that also some weren't to the quality of those releases. I'll bring up a God of War to God of War Ragnarok situation where it's like, yeah, I'm a step down. Spider-Man to Spider-Man 2, I'm a little bit of a step down. I think I have Spider-Man 2 might be a better game. It's tough to discuss. I think
a better story.
That's
such a huge factor.
Definitely not a better story, but it might be a better video game. More fun to traverse.
Story is a big factor in the enjoyability of a video game.
More better gameplay, better traversal, better pizza, better. Like it's really good. Anyways, but like we have those differences. But then the issue is when we had times where we have Concord, and there's just nothing there for that slot of like what could be a first party banger for 2024. But they've once again made all the right decisions on exclusive partnerships. They made all the right decision when it comes to getting us the sequels that we're excited about and care about. They've made all the right decisions by getting Astrobot on this console. Probably one of the best decisions PlayStation's made in the past 10 years is making Astrobot what it is today and making it like seem to be, yeah, we're going to be playing Astrobot for the rest of our lives. Like that is going to be a first party banger that we can expect forever because the platforming is tight as hell and that game is just magical. I think that the PS5 generation is rock solid. I think about the games I've given 9.5s to in the PS4 generation. There's not a lot, but there's a couple 10s. When it comes to the games that I've given 9.5s in this generation, there's quite a bit. And also we have things like, I really want to remove third party from it because like we can go beat for beat on like third party, like, Elden Ring, well, Sekiro, Metaphor, well, Resident Evil 2 Remake. Like we could do that all day if we wanted to. So just talking about first party output, I'm fine with the PlayStation first party output. Let's look at this year. Death Stranding 2 and Ghost. That's a great year. That's what we basically got for a majority of the PlayStation lifecycle, even on some of its best years, like the PS4. So, yeah, I can talk about this literally all day. Like, if you want me to go in, I will go. I will put Hades to the side. We'll have football up, and I will just read chats on this discussion and debate this all day because, like, I generally think that the PS5 has gotten such a bad reputation, and it does make sense to me, and I think that people do have not nostalgia goggles, but they just don't remember. Like they don't fully have the idea. They're like, we were getting bangers every year. It's like, what are we doing right now? We're getting bangers every year. Death Stranding 2 is immaculate. Come on.
They also mention the technical side of things with the SSD, 3D audio, and the DualSense. And I would push back on that just in the fact that it's so iterative rather than transformative. Like the PS3 to PS4, that felt like a decently sizable jump. PS2 to PS3 was a huge jump. PS4 to PS5, from just these few aspects, like if you're not kind of really in tune with a lot of them, like you're not immediately noticing them or like getting like smacked in the face by them in the same way that you would when you see the visual upgrade from PS3 to PS4. Totally. And I think that hurts the narrative that the PS5 feels like something special because it's just like it looks a little bit better, it runs a little bit better, it has lesser load times, and like that's it. Like it's just not as impressive as of a jump.
Connor, what's the most impressive game on the PlayStation 5?
Demon Souls or Horizon Forbidden West?
My answer is still Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Yeah.
Well, I love The Last of Us 2. I think Uncharted 4 is the better game. Last of Us 2 has an amazing story and characters, but Uncharted 4 surpasses it in every other way. This is not a nostalgia thing since I played Uncharted 4 for the first time this year. I then replayed The Last of Us 2 afterwards to test my feelings, and I stand by it. I spent half of my Uncharted 2 playthrough taking pictures. It's such a beautiful game, and that's from Mama Marcos.
Uncharted 4 playthrough, I assume they meant, right?
Yeah.
Great.
Did I say Uncharted 2?
Yeah. Oh. I disagree. Wait. Uncharted 4 versus Last of Us 2.
Yeah. They say that the story and characters is better than The Last of Us 2, but everything else goes to Uncharted 4. I would disagree with that. I think the gameplay in The Last of Us 2 is better than Uncharted 4. I think that it's more interesting. It's putting you in more unique scenarios on giving the player agency on how they want to handle it with the different crafting items, with the stealth. And then once that all goes to shit, I think that the shooting is rock solid and fun with your different weapons. It's really kinetic. I think it's an excellent gameplay game, and I think it goes underappreciated. A lot of people say that the gameplay in The Last of Us 1 and 2 is not the highlight. Completely disagree with that take.
Especially in The Last of Us 2.
I would argue that Uncharted 4's gameplay isn't that good.
Yeah, I think the Uncharted 4's gameplay is excellent, but I want to start there. Last of Us 2, I think, is underrated as one of the best stealth games ever. Like, the stealth in that game is excellent. I saw the sequence of one of the announcement trailers for The Last of Us 2, and like Ellie climbing onto the car and then like getting dragged out and like turning and shooting someone in the head, and like how cinematic and how terrifying that all feels. I'm like, oh man, what a video game.
Watching somebody play that game at a high level too, like I've seen like highlight clips of somebody running around a map just absolutely taking guys out or whatever. It's like, oh my god, that's so impressive in The Last of Us 2.
I have both these games as masterpieces, 10 out of 10s. So I literally cannot like hate this take, you know, like I
you prefer The Last of Us 2 generally speaking.
I do have The Last of Us 2, I think, over Uncharted 4. If you were like, what's the best PS4 game, I would have The Last of Us 2 over Uncharted 4. Yeah. But I don't hate the take. Like Uncharted 4 is the best version of a action adventure game we've ever seen. Like, so if we're talking about like this genre defining thing that went and is infinitely replayable and the most maybe fun game to like fun ride you can go on with characters in all of gaming, it's like, yeah, like sure, you could say that's the best game ever, and I would be totally fine with it.
I can wrap my head around this take, but I don't agree with it.
Yeah, so I'm fine with it, but I also disagree. But also like I disagree in like the slightest version. So.
From CJ Legend, loving the content, boys, here from the UK. My hot take is that the Mario Party games are better than the Mario Kart games.
This guy likes to party.
Yeah.
I don't know if I hate this take. I really don't know.
Me neither. I think that the highs... Well, I think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is better than every Mario Party game, but I think Mario Party 2 and 3 are arguably better than every single other Mario Kart game.
We're doing a fun thing that, and like one day we can go and really like just play a shit ton of Mario Party. Maybe we do a little Mario Party month and we play a different Mario Party every single day or something.
Because I don't have experience with 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, that's the key here. So
and then 9 and 10 are apparently not very good.
Yeah, I don't hate this take. Because I really do think that we're in a situation where it's like, okay, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is by far the best game on here. And then we have the 2 Mario Parties. I agree with that. I don't think... Yeah, I think I'd rather play Mario Party 2 and 3 over Mario Kart World.
Yeah,
which is like...
Or DS.
Or Wii, DS, everything else. Or Double Dash. Yeah, like that's... World is my question mark.
Timeless games, too. Like...
Yeah. I
have held up incredibly well in comparison to like other Mario Kart games, like Mario Kart 64. Like the Mario Party games hold up so well. Dude.
I am excited to be doing this podcast in 2 years and be like, yep, Mario Kart World still a top 5 game on the console. Like it's just gonna stay there for me. Yeah. I love Mario Kart World so much.
The actual awards at the Game Awards don't matter at all. The show itself is only notable for game announcements, and that's from Pomeroy.
I want to be very, very... I feel like I need to like lock in with this because I care a lot about this. The Game Awards matters because the awards, that is a huge aspect of it, in my opinion. People having the Game of the Year conversation proves that throughout the year. Like people are so excited to see what's happening with the GOTYs this year.
It's also important for developers.
I think that putting devs on stage and letting them have their moments and letting some of these teams turn into legitimate legends by hitting that Game Award stage, having certain voice actors or just like indie devs, like this is how we get video games to that upper echelon medium and allow it to be like this really cool thing.
It Takes Two, I don't think, gets the same success that it currently has without winning Game of the Year.
Joseph Fares doesn't become Joseph Fares without fuck the Oscars. Like, there's so many moments outside of the announcements that make the Game Awards special. The spotlight that they did last year on that one creator that helped go and like get people a bunch of jobs in the industry and stuff like that. Like that is what, like even talking about that, like that is what makes the Game Awards special. The Game Awards, it's my favorite day every year. I adore it for the awards. When it comes to your take, the reason you're not getting tossed the hell out of here, because once again, I'm very passionate about this, is the fact that there are so many people that do just show up for the announcements. It is a very amazing video game showcase that is paired with a very amazing award show. I think that if you just had the showcase and you just had the awards, this showcase would get more views. We know that because DICE exists and many other award shows exist, and they don't get the views that the Game Awards does. So I get what you're saying, but the awards matter. And like at the people all the time say at the end of the day, like we're just having a fun discussion. I would agree that it is a fun discussion. That's probably like the most important aspect of GOTYs, and like it's friendly competition and stuff like that. And it's a moment that people go and put on their team jersey and are like Astrobot or Final Fantasy or Metaphor last year, and like you root and you get excited or you get a little. But at the end of the day, it's a celebration about video games, and it's so cool and so impactful. I think that it's well beyond just the announcements. But if you're going and you're watching the co-op stream with us and you're there just for the announcements, for Connor to go and crap his pants when Trent Reznor gets announced to be on the track for Intergalactic, yeah, that makes sense to me. You're okay. Like, it's all right. But also, I'm pretty sure we posted this, and we do or at least we did 2 years ago. We like to go and post who won Game of the Year and our reaction to that.
We've
and
done it every year.
Yeah, I think we've done that since 2021, back on the old channel, where it's like, I think it's important to celebrate who won the Game of the Year that year. All these video game discussions even talking about like who's a better video game character, Kratos or Arthur Morgan, all of them do not matter, but they matter because we say it matters. And then you go from there, and that's what makes it cool and exciting and fun. And that's why the Game Awards matters, because we all hop in for one night and we say, this shit matters, let's go. And then you get a great showcase alongside it.
Yeah, I love the game announcements as much as the next guy, but I would say that I love the awards aspect almost as much. I think it's super fun. Like, it's all in good fun. It's not that serious, but I love seeing who wins each award and celebrating the best games of the year. So, yeah, I would say that it doesn't matter necessarily from like a fan perspective. It does matter for the devs for sure, for propping up certain games. But I have a blast with the awards as much as I do with the announcements.
Yeah. Shout out to Keely and that team, dude.
Crushes it.
Straight up. Like,
crushes it.
I have not had the opportunity to shake that man's hand yet. I've been in the same room with him a couple times, right? Mm-hmm. That's going to be one of those days where like, just the opportunity to be like, hey, thanks for like providing literally my favorite day every year. Like, I won't say that to him. I'll just say, hey, great job with the Game Awards this year or something. But like, straight up, I love the game. Like, I'm looking at the back half this year. I'm seeing My Chemical Romance in less than a week, and I'm still more excited about the Game Awards. Like, that's how good this shit is, dude. It's so good.
From LRats, needing to use a guide doesn't make you a worse gamer. It's perfectly okay to use one, and it's worth it to save time instead of wandering for hours not knowing where to go.
I shout out to the breadbasket for this line. That's take of the week right there, baby. Yeah. Like, are you kidding me? Yeah, 100%. Do not hate video games. You are going and do yourself a disservice to hate the video game. You can critique it for having bad level design. Sekiro is not a masterpiece because I don't know where the fuck to go in that game, and I need a guide.
I usually, if I need to use a guide and whatever the answer that I'm getting from the guide, as long as it makes sense, I don't dock the game for that at all.
Sekiro doesn't often.
I got some flack on the last stream of Silent Hill because I ran into a puzzle and like immediately pulled up a guide, and somebody was like, "You're taking away from the satisfaction. You could like at least try to figure it out." And it's like, I'm telling you, man, like, I'm not going to figure this out. And whatever struggle I go through is just going to make me dislike the game more. I don't think that the game's worse because it has these puzzles in it, but I just know myself well enough at this point to just be like, let's just get on with it. I am not playing Silent Hill for these puzzles. I'll try for like a little bit, but like I'm playing for the survival horror aspect, for the story, for the atmosphere. I'm not here to just bang my head against the wall for a silly puzzle. And I just would like to progress. And also I'm streaming. Like, you don't want to just see me struggle for like 30 minutes trying to figure something out.
We know that for a fact. We've seen it time and time again, and we don't really give a rat's ass about stream numbers. Like, we really don't. If we are streaming for one person, we are streaming for the same as we do it when there's 100 people. But guess what? There is a definitive tick down of people being like, all right, this is getting a little bit old. It's just not fun.
But also, if I'm playing on my own, I would be doing the same thing for the most part. But like, I think of like Silent Hill 2 Remake and the puzzles for that game, and I think I had to look up one of them. It really just depends on the game.
Well, also we often get codes for things too, and that means that we don't get guides. In Silent Hill 2, we didn't have a guide for quite a bit. We were in like this weird in between period where we had the game early, but it was a little bit post Mario, stuff like that. And so we just had to deal with not knowing shit. And you go and I remember one time looking up Silent Hill 2 OG, being like, is this puzzle in this game? Like, golly. But what a fun video game. Immaculate game design. Maybe you want to know what, Connor? I'm not going to raise my score to a 9, but I just want to remind people, 8.5. Great game.
Oh, it's so
Great
good.
Game.
From T-Brew, Nintendo Switch 2 will be considered a failure by the company because of the missteps they are making in these early years.
Go check out my hot take.
What missteps?
Seriously, what missteps?
The $80 games? It doesn't seem like that's really affected anything.
Let me start here. I disagree with this take maybe 100%. I think we can have any discussion about the mistakes that they've made. Yes, there are mistakes. There are things that they could have done better. Those are minute pebbles in the shoe of this marathon. Like, they're pieces of sand in the shoe of this marathon that Nintendo is running. Like, it doesn't... it matters. I want to be very clear. $80 games, that discussion will not go away. And we've seen that more and more. Hades getting that $30 price tag, $20 for Hollow Knight, $50 for multiple GOTY noms, or like soon-to-be GOTY noms, right? Like, it matters. It's the highest selling console ever for the launch time. Mario Kart is selling almost at a 100% clip to the amount of consoles that are out in the wild. Donkey Kong Bonanza is one of the highest reviewed games this year, and will just go in. The word of mouth is terrific. Masterpiece scores left and right. We're going to get, I assume that Legends is going to not only be critically well received, but it is going to sell so many consoles. It's Pokemon. They once again, it is not right. Games should not be $80. These titles should be $70. Nintendo is not being punished for it, other than the occasional slander, bad word of mouth. The amount of people that are like, yeah, I don't like it, but I got to get my Donkey Kong fixed. Like,
proof is in the pudding. The games are fucking excellent. The slate that they have coming up is fantastic. The console, every single time I pick it up, I'm like, this thing is amazing. It's a fantastically made console. It's exactly what I was looking for as a successor to the Switch, which is already arguably a perfect console.
Yep.
And then when it comes to the power of the console, getting stuff like Resident Evil 9 on it, it's like, God damn, this thing is going to be able to just cook for the next 5-7 years or whatever.
I think we get 3 years of... let's start here. I think every Capcom game of note is going to try to get on this console.
Monster Hunter?
Except for multiplayer games.
Okay.
Monster Hunter is not going to be able to, just because Monster Hunter's not able to run on
I think
a majority of
it's worth noting
already.
that Resident Evil 9 is coming to PS4.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I think this game's very scalable.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And if that makes a ton of sense, then yeah, I did not. I think I might have seen that, but I didn't compute that one.
From Jay Swan, Odyssey is the weakest entry in the 3D Mario series. Apart from New Donk, the levels are bloated and uninspired. The missions don't feel satisfying to complete, can be too straightforward or random. The movement is fine, but the worst in the series. And half the time, you aren't even Mario, which is the greatest strength of these games. Don't get me wrong, this is a solid 7 out of 10 game for me. Good bosses, still a lot of creativity, but Super Mario 64 and Galaxy, eat this for breakfast. I'd even take Sunshine over it. Maybe. Yeah, I disagree with this completely. I think that Mario Odyssey is an amazingly designed video game. The variety in the environments, the variety in the movements, like you said, it's a negative to not be controlling like just Mario. I don't agree with that at all. The different movesets that you get from using Cappy, I think, is one of like it's super creative and interesting, and it sets Odyssey apart from its other Mario contemporaries super well. Makes the game incredibly unique. I think that the different environments are vibrant and amazing to explore, and they don't overstay their welcome either. You can get in and out pretty quick, and then also come back to them later down the line to do new challenges. I don't know. I think this game is magical, special, and that's not to say that the other Mario games that you list above it aren't great as well. Like you could argue that those are better, and I wouldn't be too upset about it. But I think Odyssey stands tall alongside all of those 3D Mario games. Hit me. What do we got?
You should have just said I never played Sunshine. Like you just say I've never played Sunshine before, but out of the ones I've played, it's the worst. This is, you are getting a red card. You are suspended for 5 games. No. Let's start with the reason I hate this take the most. 7 out of 10 for Mario Odyssey. Unacceptable, in my opinion. But like everyone's entitled to their opinion. You can call it a 2 out of 10, right? But I genuinely think that like 7 out of 10 good is disrespectful to how brilliant this game is. The platforming, tight as hell, dude. Like it is so, I love watching people go and break this game and be able to go and reach areas that they're not supposed to be able to between Cappy and Mario. It is so entertaining. I love playing as Mario. I wish during the Sunshine stream, I like for like 10 minutes booted up Odyssey in between like playing Sunshine every single time, just to like feel what good Mario is.
Yeah.
Because it's so good. Mario Odyssey is one of the best games ever. I hate this take.
Yeah.
I hate it. It's Jay. 5-game suspension. You can write in during game more itself.
You can't suspend everybody who writes in a take.
Connor,
you have nobody left.
Connor, I think this is the 3rd suspension I've handed out. We got 100 people that wrote in. Okay, we can get more takes in. I need these. Connor, you can't not be punished for saying that it's a 7 out of 10 game. Like Sunshine's better? Are you kidding me? We're talking about a 3 out of 10 being better than like a 9 out of 10? Are you for real?
I've not beaten Galaxy or Sunshine, so I can't speak on this.
I
think Sunshine isn't like a huge step down from Odyssey.
I think that
it didn't register completely. It needed a second to set in.
It's gonna be a really good clip. I don't hate that Galaxy is better. I don't hate that 64 is better. I don't hate, like, I can rock with all that. I really can.
64 is better than Odyssey.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think Odyssey is better than Galaxy, but like 2 9 out of 10s for me. So like, give me, let me listen to some of the music from Galaxy, and you can convince me otherwise on any given day, sort of deal. So I don't hate it, but like when it comes to it being better than those, but like it's Sunshine. It's going to be a meme eventually on this podcast. I promise I'm not trying to like just go overboard with this take. But in this case, you're forcing my hand.
Early 2D Sonic games have aged better and play better than the early 2D Mario games, and that's from Cannon Fodder Games. I doubt it.
Early 2D Sonic games, like I remember some of the OG stuff that I was able to play on my iPhone and stuff like that. Good stuff, dude. I remember this
on your iPhone, where you're like emulating the games on.
No, I think that there was like Sonic 1 that you were able to buy on. It might be like a different version of it. But
I have not played the 2D Sonic games, the early ones, so I can't say that you're right or wrong here, but I will say that from my experience playing Sonic, there's no way this is true. But I can't. I'm not going to say that you're wrong.
From what I remember, fun time. With that being said,
you're talking about some amazing 2D platformers in Super Mario Bros. 3. I think Super Mario Bros. 1, I know it's aged poorly to some people, but I think still it's a rock solid game.
How fast can we beat Super Mario Bros. 1, do you think?
Very fast.
Like without cheats or anything?
Well, I mean, we also have to be good at the game, and I don't think we are good at 2D platformers.
Yeah, that might be like... I didn't want the speedrun time. It immediately gave me the speedrun time, 5 minutes. We beat Super Mario Bros. In 2 hours. Maybe we do a Mario Bros. Week 1, 2, and 3. Just get them out there.
I mean, I got to play Mania and see if these 2D Sonic games are even worth checking out. But my experience with the other Sonics, the 3D Sonic games, they're just so bad that it's just put a bad taste in my mouth. I don't want to play Sonic ever again.
All right, Connor, what's the next take?
From KJ, Bethesda Games, Bethesda has become one of the most overrated developers in gaming. Skyrim isn't the hit people think it is, and they're holding on to their glory days as hard as they can.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, as somebody who likes Starfield, I have this perception of Bethesda at this point that they're on the back foot, that they've just been treading the same water over and over and over again since Skyrim. Like, I enjoy these games. They come out far apart enough that I'm like, okay, I'm looking forward to playing the Bethesda formula right now. But they, at one point, were pioneers. And now it feels like they are behind the eight ball from like CD Projekt Red, who has just completely lapped them with Witcher 3 when Fallout 4 came out in the same year. And then Cyberpunk in comparison to Starfield, it's like, as somebody who even likes Starfield, it's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like Starfield is nowhere near the level of Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
not even close.
I think that you bring up a lot of great points with this one. Talk about just really riding the coattails at this point of games that are now 14 years old. Like, that's what we're talking about. Yeah. Even Fallout is almost a decade old for Fallout 4. Like, why do we have the perception that the next, like, people still, Elder Scrolls 6 gonna be a banger, gonna be awesome? I'm like, we have no proof of that recently at all. Like, I'm pretty sure that The Witcher 4, it's gonna be really funny when this happens. Witcher 4 and Elder Scrolls 6 probably coming out the same year.
Oh, jeez, that'd be hilarious.
If you had to go and put chips down on which one is gonna be a 90 plus on Metacritic, Witcher 4, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Let's lower that. What, like, Elder Scrolls 6, does it get that 85? Does it get to an 83?
They must know what situation they're in at this point after Starfield.
Well, I think that the big issue is they make Bethesda games. That's what they do.
Yeah.
And so they don't want to go and rip apart like a lot of those choice-based stuff that makes it super interesting and storylines.
Well, they need to get out of the creation engine.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, they need to. I think they fundamentally need to go and modernize certain titles. Like, they need to go and use modern game sensibilities. Starfield, the people that love Starfield, the issue of Starfield is it's not universal. If you are one of the best game studios, you need to make universal type games. Not universal in the sense that everyone loves them. Like, everyone messes with them. Witcher 3, people mess with that game. Cyberpunk, people mess with it. Like, they bring up CD. But you just look across the board for any major banging studio nowadays. Like, everyone loves God of War Ragnarok, like, to different degrees, but everyone loves it. There's quality. It's guaranteed. The fact that Bethesda, which is looked at for a lot of people as this elite studio, it's like, I love some of these titles, or I love, not Bethesda Softworks, but like, I love some of the other Bethesda shoot-off titles. When we're talking about the Bethesda main party, though, when it comes to Fallout and Elder Scrolls and now Starfield, I'm like, these games are not universal. And for me, I look at them as like B-tier studio that's riding the coattails of some of the best games that came out 20 years ago. But we're talking about 20 years ago at this point.
Last take here from Ray 9603. Virtual reality will never be considered proper gaming, no matter how advanced it gets.
Yeah, I think so. I think that people don't want to wear glasses or goggles. I think people, at the end of the day, the reason the console market will never go away is people like to sit on their couch after a long day and beat their buddy in 2K.
I don't want to be in the game, honestly. Yeah. I like that separation. I like sitting on the couch and being immersed in the game and controlling a character. Like, I don't need to be inserted into the video game. It's cool tech. It's a fun gimmick, but I think that's all it is at the end of the day. And that's coming from somebody who enjoyed PSVR quite a bit, but like got that fix and was like, okay, like, I'm kind of done with this. And I think chasing that, I think, is just kind of silly at this point, because I think most people agree that they would rather just sit on their couch and enjoy a AAA third-person adventure game. Yeah. You can't really do that in the same way in VR.
Yeah, you need to be able to just kick back and relax. And like, when I'm playing VR games, dude, like, something that I don't discuss nearly enough is like, I think Beat Saber is like one of the best games ever. Like I can make a case that Beat Saber is like the greatest game of all time. Like it's like
I think Beat Saber's fun, but I think that's a little bit
Connor,
of a
it
crazy
is
take.
so interactive. It's so good. It's just my video. I like drumming. I like rhythm games a whole bunch, and it's just rhythm. It's a brilliantly designed game too, and it's a blast. Like talk about fun for a minute. It's off the charts in that game. I'd rather play so many other games than Beat Saber. Like I really just like I love Beat Saber. Still rather play a lot of other things, and like I think that's like the apex of this genre to a large degree. And the other thing is like gaming sessions. Like I don't think that I played Beat Saber for 15, 20 minutes at a time and put on the goggles, trade off with somebody, put on the goggles, and it's just like I love that, but I don't know if I can play Beat Saber for 4 hours in the way that like playing Hades the other night. It's just like time flies and everything. It feels a little bit too much.
Even if they made it less cumbersome, like I don't.
Yeah, same.
Really, I still don't want it.
Whose take was that?
Ray.
Great take. I like that one quite a bit. All right,
you get the first pick here.
Square Games. Yeah, I get the first pick.
All right, I'm teeing it up. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man, I love this.
Today, we are drafting games developed or published by Square Enix. Nick, you have the first pick. What are we taking?
I have experience with a lot of Square titles. I love a lot of these games, a whole bunch, you know. But sometimes you got to go and lean on the passion of other people. You got to go and make it sure that even if you don't have experience with the game, that it still is deserving of that number one pick, right? And so my first pick is going to be Parasite Eve, a game that Connor loves. He doesn't shut up about. I think that this game must be immaculate for everything that I watched during that stream. My first pick is Parasite Eve from Square Enix.
What are you doing? Your first overall?
Connor, sometimes you just gotta watch the world burn.
You just trying to take it from me?
Sometimes you gotta just watch the world burn.
Another game that I haven't played, but I'm gonna give the respect to just off of other people saying that it's one of the best games of all time. We're gonna go with Chrono Trigger, a game that I really got to get to. Recently picked this up on DS, and it's towards the top of my priority list for games I need to play. With my second pick, we're going to go with Kingdom Hearts 2. I personally prefer Kingdom Hearts 1. That's my favorite game of all time, but I think that Kingdom Hearts 2 is inarguably, when it comes to the gameplay, a step up for a lot of people. And when it comes to just raising the stakes, more villains with Organization 13 and where the story goes and the scope of this worlds, I think is really impressive. So yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2 with my second pick.
With my second pick, I'm choosing my favorite game of all time, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. The best cast in all of video games, the best music in all of video games, one of the most underrated combat systems in all of video games. And when I say underrated, it's not just underrated, it's underappreciated. It is one of the best combat systems in all of gaming. Open world, just magnificent. The vibes, the sauce, it has it all. It is gaming, and that is why it's my second pick over behind Parasite Eve. And with my third pick, I'm going to choose Nier Automata. This is a game that I have not gone to yet. It's so up my alley. The amount of people that are just have told me to play this and are like, you will love this game, is so many people. So yeah, I'm going to choose Nier Automata with my third pick.
With my third pick, I'm going to get my Final Fantasy representation here, and I'm going to go with Final Fantasy IX. Behind Rebirth, this is my second favorite. I think that the cozy vibes of this game are immaculate. The cast of characters are fantastic. Shout out to Vivi, of course. Final Fantasy IX with my third pick. With my fourth pick, we're going to go with a long-running franchise, only done more entries in Final Fantasy. We're going to go with Dragon Quest 11.
Yep.
I think that this is the only Dragon Quest game I've played, but another game that just has really cozy, amazing vibes, and a great cast of characters, and I love the music in the world in this game. Crazy enemy design that I really love. So yeah, Dragon Quest 11 with my fourth pick.
I'm gonna get a little bit wild with these last two picks. Shout out to a very underrated Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. And it was great music. I've listened to the soundtrack of this game a couple times. It's pretty good. I've watched people stream this one. This isn't one that like I have higher on my list than other ones, but I want to give it the shout out because I think that like when people talk about these superhero games, that they're not about it. Published by Square Enix.
Really?
And yep. You want to know how I know that? Little E3 history for you. Held down the 2021 E3 showcase. It was that. It was Final Fantasy Stranger to Paradise. That whole game at the same E3 on Square Enix stage. One of those fun ones where it's like, yeah, I know ball. Let's go. And with my last pick, I'm going to choose Kingdom Hearts 1. What a magical game. The thing that started it all, introduced us to Sora, Donald, Goofy, the best trio in all of video games. Not due to the fact that their characterization is like excellent. It's because they are ride or die together. They are the squad. And it set off this journey that is just pure magic. Everyone remembers the first time you heard Simple and Clean. Everyone remembers the first time you heard Dearly Beloved. And without Kingdom Hearts, I think that the world is a less magical place. So that's why it's my last pick.
With my last pick, I'm going to go with a match made in heaven. We're going to go with Super Mario RPG, a collaboration between Square Enix and Nintendo, score by Yoko Shimomura. This is an underrated gem for a lot of people, recently remade for the Nintendo Switch. Super Mario RPG with my final pick.
I couldn't choose Super Mario RPG without saying Sonic the Hedgehog, Donkey Kong 3. So I didn't choose it. No 1 and 2.
I had Secret of Mana and Octopath Traveler 2.
I had Life is Strange also on my list.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just one of those shout out, for publishing that one.
Completely forgot about that.
I didn't want to do a whole thing on like you disliking it.
Square Enix was publishing a whole bunch of stuff back in the day.
Yeah, the 2016 to 2024, I would say, like 2023-ish, they were really, or 2010 to 2023-ish, they were just publishing games.
Tomb Raider.
Marvel's Avengers. Yeah, like they were doing work. But Connor,
Deus Ex.
if you want a good time, go back to 2021 E3 and toss on the Guardians presentation. It's a good time.
Alrighty, this show is made possible by all our lovely supporters over on Patreon. If you support us at that highest tier, you get your name read at the end of each and every podcast. Members like Pigeon Power,
John B,
Library Daniel,
Tyler,
Trace H,
Crumley L,
Sir Shellis,
Cody H,
Ooh Gracie,
Chuzar,
MG Dunbar,
Mr. Munchies,
Farmer Spud,
Rocket Tater,
Nofi,
the dankest Mike,
Swampy Bits,
Jaxie T,
Tristan C,
Sconesy C,
Stracking 1978,
Das Goopy,
Dinkleberg Rules,
Centuro,
Hook'em Horns,
Go Nash,
Neutral Sphere,
Easton C,
Stooby Dooby Doo,
Crispy,
DJ Zach B,
Uli,
Jacob D,
Big Mac,
Metal Nate,
The Patty Cake,
Bear Pog,
Cowboy Jesus,
Yogi,
Damn,
Holden M,
Colin C,
Brock,
Voodoo,
Milky Sins,
Alex, The Golden,
Andrew H,
Master Diz,
Cannon Fodder Games,
Bad Fella,
Only One Rufus,
Drifter X1, Skirt,
Goops,
JMAT P3,
Alley Benally,
and Kingdom Hearts Sucks.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Casual Gaming Conversation. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out.